What is up, everybody? It is my man WBA here, back again with another episode of WWE Draft Wars with NLG himself, the No Legs Gaming master of WWE booking simulator games. It's Nathan.
That was the nicest thing anyone's ever said about me.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh.
Anyway, we are here with Monday Night Raw, so Nathan's going to take us through it. We're going to jump straight into the show. Here we go.
So in front of a sold-out crowd of 11,000 people at the Ford Center somewhere in America, Paul Heyman waddles his way out of the ring, followed closely behind by Brock Lesnar, your Universal Champion of the Universe. He says some things. He says that he's going to destroy Rusev at Unforgiven on Sunday, because this is the go-home show, remember, so bear that in mind. Paul Heyman says that Rusev shouldn't have a shot at him. It's a joke. It's genuinely a joke. He's not on his level. And then out comes Rusev from behind, attacks Brock Lesnar. The two have a big brawl, because obviously, if you remember last week, Brock Lesnar laid out Rusev after he defeated Luke Harper very convincingly. And so, yeah, the two have a big brawl across the ring, across the ringside area, across the King of the Ring, across the Lord of the Rings ring, across my dad's wedding ring. All of the rings.
Which one?
Rusev and Brock have a big brawl, and then all of the roster come out to split them apart. It's a huge pull-apart brawl, and in the end, Kurt Angle says if they touch each other one more time tonight, they are both banned from Unforgiven. Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of each other. And Brock Lesnar looked good.
Yeah.
Damn right he did.
A very hot opening to the show.
Yeah, 89.
Let's see if the first match can carry it on.
Surprisingly, it can't, but it does well to do a 75 B-, to be honest. Because in a decent match, Ronda Rousey and that boss Sasha Banks defeats Alexa Bliss and Mickie James in 9:34 when Ronda taps Mickie James out with an armbar. A very good match there. Ronda Rousey was head and shoulders above everyone else. What rating did Ronda Rousey get, Mike?
That's an 82, Nathan.
It is an 82.
Very impressive.
We won't be handing our changes, but we will be looking at the worker improvements to see if there's any.
There is, in fact, Alexa Bliss improving inner performance skills, adding to her very nice 67 in-ring performance in this match. The veteran
Beautiful.
Mickie James with the lowest rating, unfortunately.
That was because her arm did hurt a lot, because Ronda Rousey did hurt it in the armbar. But a 75 B- is a good rating as we plough forward. 79 B next. So Seth Rollins has stood backstage for an interview where he's off-scripted and did a masterful job of improvising interactions with the crowd. He walks from the interview area, he jumps in the crowd, he starts high-fiving all the kids, and the FBI pulls him away because that's suspicious behaviour. But we're just joking here. There's no nonsense on this show just yet. But Seth Rollins claims that he will beat the Usos no matter what. Well, James Ellsworth is, yeah. But Seth Rollins does say that. Also, so is TJP. Seth Rollins does say that he will beat the Usos. He says that just because his mind's on Dean Ambrose, it doesn't mean that he can't focus on the tag team titles as well. He claims that it will take a lot to beat the Usos. They are one of the best tag teams in WWE. Arguably the best tag team of the past decade in WWE. But he isn't a tag team wrestler. What he is the man. He is your current reigning and defending WWE Raw Tag Team Champion. And at Unforgiven, he won't let that change.
Yeah, very good promo from Seth Lee Rollins.
Seth Lee.
Yeah, that's his new name. As we move on.
64C up next.
To
when an
the
extremely short
storyline of the century. Wow. Please take us through.
So in an extremely short match, Bray Wyatt defeats Mike Kanellis in 5:19 by pinfall with his sister Abigail. There was a lot of taunting from Bray Wyatt. At one point he knocked Mike Kanellis out with a big splash that he does. He really winded him and he drags Mike up to his feet and he started dancing with him. He started waltzing with that creepy thing that he does. Then he pulled him straight into the sister Abigail and laid his silly little ass out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because it was on the outside. He almost got counted out, but Bray went out of the ring, dragged him back in the ring, planted him with another Sister Abigail, and then pinned him. 71 rating for Bray.
Didn't he start off in the corner and then pinned him outside?
Yeah.
It's a very good dance.
Yeah, it was. He threw him out the ring afterwards because Maria was very offended. She's like, only I get to dance with my husband.
Well, she's going to get very offended again soon.
And why would that be? Oh, yes, because Bray Wyatt takes Mike Kanellis backstage. Hopefully doesn't him. But, yeah, a lovely angle. Maria is absolutely scared and raging at ringside. She goes up to Bray, she slaps him, but he just laughs it off, really. He's like, lol, bitch, you ain't Bray Wyatt. And then Bray Wyatt he picks Mike Kanellis up, drapes him over his shoulders like a drunk teenage girl at a party when her dad comes to pick her up, and he just drags him away.
He walks away for a second
into the backstage area. So did I, but, you know, we've heard some of James Ellsworth's stories backstage, and oh, God. Yeah. Oh, we're not going to go further into that. 61C, and speaking of paedophiles, TJP loses to Grand Metalic up next in 5.5 minutes when he loses to a fisherman's carry fisherman driver. Fisherman.
Isn't the fireman's carry fisherman driver just like what? It's like a Michinoku driver, isn't it?
I think so.
But off the shoulders.
It's probably quite similar to like a cradle shock that Chris Sabin does.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's probably more likely. Because, yeah, it's like a Michinoku driver, but they're on the shoulders and not lifted.
Yeah.
Good in-ring performance from Grand Metalic. Not so good from TJP. Not suited to his gimmick of nonce, apparently. Really off his game. We'll move on.
Grand Metalic did really well for an opener as well.
Yeah, we'll move on.
78B up next, where Paul Heyman mouths off at Kurt Angle because he allowed Rusev to attack Brock. So Paul Heyman basically saying that Kurt Angle needs better security because this shouldn't happen. You can't let your champion be attacked 6 days before the big pay-per-view. And Kurt Angle goes, I'm sorry, how many times has Brock Lesnar attacked his opponent right before pay-per-view? And Paul goes, whoa, and Kurt Angle goes, whoa, what? Huh? What? What you got? You've got nothing, pal. And what you've got is a champion who has to defend his championship on Sunday. So, if those two touch each other again before this event, then he will be stripped of the Universal Championship and it will be awarded to a male superstar of Kurt Angle's choosing. Ooh, who will that be? Tune in next week on Raw if they touch each other.
And it can't be Randall Keith Orton like it normally is because he's on SmackDown.
Exactly. Then we have a 75B-, where in big 6-man tag team action, the team of Dolph Ziggler and the Revival defeat Finn Balor and the Club in 13.5 minutes when Dolph Ziggler pins Carl Anderson with the zigzag, following interference from Drew McIntyre, who had a big Claymore kick on Carl Anderson on the outside. Finn Balor with an 88, a big in-ring performance. Dolph with a 75. The Revival did okay. The Club did okay as well. And a big match there. I'm very proud of Finn Balor. He really deserves a push.
Yeah, one improvement there from Scott Dawson improving in his Rumble skills.
Just in time for the Royal Rumble next month,
I was going to say that, yeah. Very good.
Who do you think's going to win the Royal Rumble? Comment down below. My guess is Lana.
And just so you know, whoever you say is automatically not going to win just because fuck you.
So please comment everyone, except from James Ellsworth.
He's not in it. He's not in it. I can tell you now. His spot is being taken by Tatanka.
Oh,
Spoilers.
Yeah. So then a freestyle segment occurs where Mojo Rawley complains about Rusev. You're probably saying, why is it a freestyle segment? He's got his cap turned backwards and he starts to rap, daddy. And he's like, Rusev, you suck. Bulgaria, you've got malaria. And he says that Rusev getting a title shot is an absolute abomination. He doesn't deserve it. Mojo deserves it. Rusev doesn't deserve a hot wife. He doesn't even deserve to have a life. Mojo's spitting them balls, yo. It's absolute fire!
Oh, you really need to get a job.
But yeah, so Mojo, a big freestyle rap. He realises that Rusev's behind him, and Rusev matchka kicks him into next Sunday night, which is unforgiven, apparently, if you didn't know. Stay tuned for that.
You've had that rap written down since last week, haven't you?
Oh yeah, 65C. We then have a 54C-, where Andrade Cien Almas defeats Boobie Rude in 8.5 minutes, I believe that is. by pinfall after a distraction from Zelina Vega. He rolls up Boobie and he gets the victory. Boobie loses again by roll-up. And that match should have been better.
Yeah, not terrible in ring performances. I don't think they have much momentum on their sides, which is probably why they're doing it.
To be fair, Boobie keeps getting rolled up.
Yeah, just to go back a second, because we forgot to mention it. Dolph and the Revival versus Finn and the Club came about because of an angle on WWE Uprising, which is the newest show on the WWE network, which is basically the pre-show to Raw in a way. Just an hour-long show, a bit like Superstars or Main Event, but exclusively for Raw Superstars, much in the way that Talking Smack is for the SmackDown Superstars. A couple of matches on there, and an angle between Finn and Dolph, which led to that match earlier on.
Yeah. It was also the reason why you didn't see John Cena or Shelton Benjamin tonight, because they fought for the Intercontinental Championship, which Cena retained, and we also had Axel Dieter Jr. beating up Zack Ryder in a match, and we also had tag team women's action as Natalya and Ember Moon were defeated by the Iconic Duo.
Yeah. Via roll-up.
Yes. Death by roll-up. We then have a 37B D- where Jay Bradley drew with No Way Jose in 1 minute and 3 seconds when the match descended into chaos, but not the faction from New Japan Pro Wrestling, after Brock Lesnar got involved and beat the absolute shit out of both men.
I don't know how you can be off your game in a 1 minute and 3 second match, but No Way Jose managed it, getting a 39 to the local talent's 41. Surprisingly, no worker improvements in that one.
What a shame.
Move on.
We then have an 80B where James Ellsworth runs out the crowd to make a name for himself or some shit. I don't know, I couldn't care less. But basically, Brock Lesnar just starts beating the shit out of him, and Paul Heyman starts commentating over it. He's like, a big German suplex, a big German suplex, an even bigger German suplex, a French suplex. He's shaking it up. He's not racist. And Paul Heyman, he's really hyping up that could very easily be Rusev at Sunday at Unforgiven, if Rusev was much smaller, had no chin, and had a thing for underage girls. Rusev himself then comes out, and he starts beating up James Ellsworth. He can't fight Brock Lesnar, but he can fight nonsense. And so Rusev, everything Brock Lesnar can do, he can do better. So he drags Ellsworth up to his feet, hits him with a match cat kick, locks him in the accolade. He starts throwing him into the steel ring steps, so Brock throws him into the barricade. Rusev lays him out with a big kick, so Brock lays him out with a German suplex. The two then have a big stare down to close the segment as Raw goes to a commercial break.
In case you can't tell, the last episode of this was recorded before James Ellsworth was announced. This one afterwards. Just PSA there.
Yeah, I don't know why Carmella's still hanging around him. Dirty girl.
I don't know, probably just...
Those bloody New Yorkers.
Probably trying to get her wallet back.
Oh, I remember. Did you not see the segment? Do you not remember that split second where Carmella took a microphone from Paul and started burying James Ellsworth on commentary?
That happened.
Yeah.
It was
definitely happened.
It was just as Kevin Dunn cut to commercial break. He messed up his timing.
Bloody Bucky Booth-teethed motherfucker. We then have a 70C plus where in 8 minutes 19, the Usos defeated the Strawberry Express when Jey Uso pins Apollo Crews with a double super kick. The Usos had great chemistry team together. Buddy Murphy was pretty weak on commentary, but some solid performances in that match. And the Usos should have a great match with Ambrose and Rollins on Sunday.
Akira Tozawa improving in his performance skills in that one.
Damn right he does.
Every time I see somebody beating someone with a double super kick, I always just think he's doing both of them himself.
You would think of a man doing both of them himself, wouldn't you?
He just stands on his hands, basically mule kicks them, and gets the pin.
Delightful. We then have a 75B- where Dean Ambrose walks away from an interview saying that the interviewer doesn't deserve his words, which is awkward because the interviewer is his wife, Renee Young.
Yeah. He'll be getting different words when he gets home.
You'll be sleeping in the garden.
Yeah.
We then have a 75B- for the main event where Seth Rollins defeats Luke Harper in 13:52 by pinfall with a curb stomp. Interestingly, no interference from Dean Ambrose there. I don't know why, but there was just no
getting verbally abused by Renee, probably.
Yeah, probably she was slapping him about. Or maybe he just didn't want to lose the Raw Tag Team Championships on Sunday, so he didn't want to risk doing that by beating up Seth Rollins tonight.
We don't condone abusive relationships. If you are in an abusive relationship, please don't hesitate to contact someone. It's not okay, and you deserve better.
Unless your partner is James Ellsworth, in which case beat them up more.
Yeah, apart from that.
So yeah, a lovely show tonight. We get a 77B, which increased our popularity in 25 regions, which goes
26.
to show... I don't care. It goes to show that nobody likes James Ellsworth.
Basically, yeah. Well,
And there's Will Ospreay and Shane Strickland exchanging poses as they engage in a how do we beat up James Ellsworth more.
Let's get into this as we see that Seth Rollins thinks Mojo Rawley is charismatic and has a future. Finn Balor thinks No Way Jose is charismatic and can see him doing well in the future.
Hello.
And Dean Ambrose also thinks Mojo Rawley is charismatic. So what I'm sensing here, Nathan, is the rebuilding of the Shield with Mojo Rawley as Roman Reigns. I'm just saying. Halloween special next year, Mojo Rawley is Roman Reigns.
Not a chance.
And we should mention that earlier on tonight, after Uprising, John Cena said that Cedric Alexander had a lot of charisma as well.
Yeah, he said that he should have a rocket strapped to him.
Yeah.
Shh, boom, the rocket goes.
Don't know what that is. But that'll be all for this episode, as it has gone long enough as it is, and we've just talked shit for 17 minutes. If you're still here, thank you for watching. We'll see you soon for SmackDown.
Yeah, but if you are still here, then do comment hashtag fuck James Ellsworth, but not in that way because he'd probably like it, down below in the comments.
And if you're still watching, put fuck Michael Elgin next to it, because fuck Michael Elgin. Goodbye.